What's going on, people? Phonics. Right to truth.
Yeah. Cool-headed, but I'm too deadly. All the way up to the top where I'm going, nigga, where you headed? King shit, overrule peasants. Don't lose your bitch for 2 seconds. All I gotta do is talk to her for a few seconds, and she'll be trying to give me smooth Beckett. Gooseneck, man, marijuana, get the move ready. Crew reppin' since 9th grade, high school freshman. Young nigga, I was too restless. You guessed it, no cap, it's a new era. Midnight with my last bitch and my last bitch. That's 2 X's, dos Equis, 2 N's. I was gone for a few seconds and came home.
What's up? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Right to Truth. Yo, I decided to to record this. Instead of making it live. But if y'all want me to do more lives, just let me know, man. Hit me up, man, in the comments, and I can definitely do that. I love to have people included in the show. So, yo, today, it's the 50th anniversary, man, of hip hop, man. And I thought that we would discuss what is hip hop for dummies. And look, I'm not talking to you, audience, but it's a lot of outsiders who I think really have it twisted about what hip hop is. And me having lived in the area where it was created, big shout out to everybody, man. Burnside, you know what it is, Sedgwick, University, Tremont, Grand, Creston, Morris, 183rd, you know what I'm saying? All those areas in the BX, man. Hip hop has several different sides to it. It's not just the MC. It didn't begin with the MC. It began with the DJ. You got a lot of people today who call themselves DJs. Honestly, they ain't shit. They're not DJs. DJ Drama's not a real DJ. We all know DJ Academics, and that's a stupid name. I will keep saying that because I guarantee you, when the clothing brand Academics, as he spelled it the same way, was popping. Number one, he probably wasn't even old enough, and he couldn't even afford to wear those jeans. Facts. They was like $100 a pair all day. Big shout out to my homie Nana, put me on to them, man. Used to get them from 145th Street in Harlem. Anyway, you have the DJ who it started with. The MC came to compliment the DJ. From there, then you had the MC. And you also can't forget the break dancers. Big shout out to the Rock Steady crew, man. Crazy Legs and all of them. It was something going on about a few months ago, a year ago, where clowns like Tariq Nasheed. I love calling people out, y'all. I don't bite my tongue. He's a clown. Bozo. He was saying on his show that, Latinos didn't have nothing to do with the creation of hip hop. Now, this is a dude that's all the way from the West Coast. He looks like he might be a little saucy. I never mind the wife and kids. He was probably popping and locking. He wasn't even listening to no hip hop. Listen to Roger Troutman and all of that out there. You know what I'm saying? Before that, he wasn't listening to that. So he had the nerve and the audacity to say that Hispanics, Latinos weren't there from the creation. Where do you think they lived at? They lived in the South Bronx. What is you talking about? They lived in East New York. They lived in all these places. And you got Spanish Harlem and all of that. Amsterdam. So what are we talking about here? Lord Jamal, he said the same thing. Stop it, black people. You sound shameful. Although they're not, some of them are from African descent, they're still our brothers. They was right there with us from the beginning. I tell you what, go back and watch a movie called Wild Style. It's from like 1983, 84. And it talks about, the graffiti movement, which is a part of hip hop as well. You see Hispanics in there. And you see somebody named who's a young graffiti artist named Desi Dez, who later became DJ K Slay, may he sleep in peace. So we got it all effed up, man. And I just want to clarify some things for y'all. Hip hop is DJ, MC, breakdancing, spoken word. That is what the essence of hip hop is. And of course, our fashion. You got all these clowns who like to co-opt it, and now, oh, this is hip hop. No, it's not. And you can't change the definition. These new artists, they're not hip hop. They do not represent hip hop. If you want to call them rappers, that's being kind. They don't even, I don't know what to call them. They don't even have skills as rappers. 90% of them are trash. Straight up. This bozo, yeah, he's dead. I don't care. He was still a bozo. Demon, it's not hip hop. Drill music is not hip hop. Knowingly getting on a track, rhyming off beat, sounding horrible, and talking about killing your so-called opposition, that's not hip hop at all. It's not hip hop. Oh, I know. Yeah, Phonics. Yo, you a hater, man. Things didn't change. Ain't nothing changed. So I'll take that back. What did change is the quality of what's being put out and what's allowed now by these so-called record labels and managers who are allowing these young people to get on tracks and disrespect the dead or living, and then it leads to conflict in the streets. It's Bozo. Chief Keef. That's his rap name. From Chicago. You know, credited with being the godfather of drill music. It's not hip hop. And it's not because I say so, it's what the rules dictate. He's not hip hop. I'm not saying everything from back in the days was positive. Hell no, by no means. I mean, those of us who are alive, we remember the Tupac Biggie incidents. We remember all of that. But it's crazy how even in between that time, they were still making good quality, timeless music. Take away the diss songs. Who won't tell me that both of Biggie's albums weren't classics? Take away the diss songs. Who won't tell me that every album that Tupac dropped was in the classic? I'll wait, man. I'll wait. Here's another one. Lil Reese, whatever they call the clown. Bozo. You know. They use rap to promote their gang lifestyle and the killing of other gang members. That's not hip hop. And we need to be able to tell the difference between hip hop. J. Cole is hip hop. Kendrick Lamar is hip hop. What's that other dude's name? I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Toby, I forgot the rest of his name. He's hip hop. Because these dudes can rhyme on beats and they're making songs that are meaningful. These clowns aren't. K-Flock from New York. Drill rapper. Pathetic young man in prison, in jail right now, looking at charges, as he should. It's not hip hop. And the sad part is you beg to ask how old were his parents? Because they had to be old enough to know something about hip hop and being from New York. And since when did we start biting other rap styles? New York was the originators. We ain't bite nothing. That was the unique thing about growing up in the 80s and the 90s. I don't care where you were from in this country, everybody had their own particular rap style. Everybody. And for the most part, everybody could rap. And if you was in a group, ain't nobody want one person to outshine the other. First time I was ever introduced to Busta Rhymes, really, was when he snapped on a song called What's the Scenario? Had Tribe Called Quest and Leaders of the New School. That was the group that Busta was on. Busta had the last verse. He killed it. Go back and look at it. And that's from like 89, 90. He killed it. And he's been a dope MC and he's a legend. Those dudes were hip hop. Rest in peace to Phife Dawg, man. You know what I'm saying? These dudes were hip hop. These dudes make feel good music. They can still get on a track and talk some shit, but for the most part, they made feel good music. And it was all competitive all the time. Even in my teen years, Mace, Can, The Locks, Fabulous. When he was Fabulous Sport, they were still hip hop. Even though Puffy changed it a little bit, you know, with the shiny suits and making the party music, it still was kept in a hip hop form. So it did change from the 80s and all of that, but it was still in a hip hop form. So then again, we're gonna get back to these clowns. You know, they feel like they're a part of hip hop. No, you're not. Vlad, I don't care if you was a DJ. You're not part of no fucking hip hop. And stop saying it's a culture, because the culture that you're promoting, that's degradation. That's the lowest form of society. That's not hip hop. Gang banging doesn't go with hip hop. Creating songs, talking about killing your ops and then going out, that doesn't go with hip hop. Why don't you clowns find something else to talk about? That's what I don't understand. You're bunching these black people in, and it could be different situations. I just heard an interview you did, Vlad, with the reporter that was in the Tory Lanez trial. And you said it in the video. Yeah, you know, the hip hop community. Tory Lanez in his case has nothing to do with the hip hop community. Tory Lanez is in hip hop. You don't get to define what's hip hop. You three white boys cannot define what's hip hop. You don't come from it. We come from it. The blacks and the Latinos that were there. And yes, does it belong to the world now? Absolutely. But it seems like in other parts of the world, they respect it more. That's why our elders can go over there and tour and make good money to this day. To places like Japan and all of that. They still respect the MC and the DJ and the essence of what is hip hop. Hip hop isn't about no controversy with no women and all of that. And let's be for real too. There's only one female MC, period, that I would include being somewhat part of hip hop, and that's Nicki Minaj, because she can spit. Her flow is impeccable. I can't take that away from her, and I wouldn't try. Nicki can spit. She's nice. She reminds me of Lil Kim, and Lil Kim was hip hop. Take all the sex aside and all that, she still was hip hop. When you can get on a track like, you know what I'm saying, that joint with her and Mobb Deep, and kill it like she did, or take Foxy Brown and put her on a track with Nori and Capone, Bang Bang, and she killed it. That's hip hop all day. My brothers down south, Goody Mob, Outkast, Luda, the Ghetto Boys, Devin the Dude. Yeah, we can go to the West Coast. Cypress Hill, Rizecast, of course Snoop Dogg, Dre and them. That's hip hop, man. But not these watered down, non-talented people that's being promoted today. And you clowns are the biggest ones in promoting this. And you seem to think that this whole thing is not a culture. It's not our culture. Those of us who live decent lifestyles and love hip hop and grew up with it, it's not our culture. And I wish that those of us who knew better wouldn't let y'all off the hook and stop allowing y'all to damn look at the lowest in our society and try to generate and try to make that seem like, oh, that's all black people, or that's hip hop. That's not hip hop. This dude on the left, this 1090J dude that looked like a grown up Bobby from King of the Hill, he had the nerve to say, oh yeah, a rapper from the South Coast signed me, and he's a regular on Vlad. He's talking about dumbass Bootsy. Again, Bootsy doesn't speak for us. So if he's a legend in your mind, that goes to show you're an idiot too. He ain't no legend in shit. I don't own any of his, I've never even listened to any of his music besides the joints that he did with Webby. Period. Now, if you want to talk about low down, bottom, scum of the earth culture, yep, he's in there. He can be the leader of that all day. But when it comes to hip hop and what it truly represents, nah, we don't want him. You can have him. It just really, it boggles my mind that you have the nerve to speak on something that you're not a part of hip hop. You're not a guest, you're not a part of it. All three of you. Eminem earned his bones. You know why? Eminem kept it 100 from the gate. I ain't nothing but poor white trash. And I grew up around some black dudes. And I learned to love hip hop. And if you ask me, M ain't a guest. Eminem is a contributor. Eminem is a legend in his own right. And I respect him as such. Do I think he's the best rapper ever? No, not at all. Do I think he's a legend? Absolutely. Eminem can spit. At 50-something years old, he can wipe the table with 80% of the biggest selling artists out right now who are so-called rappers. Eminem is hip-hop, and he's earned that. And I'm perfectly okay with saying that. But the way you clowns try to perpetrate these dudes and you think it's hip-hop, you need to go back and talk to the elders then. Because you don't have a clear view of what hip-hop is. And you need to stop promoting something that you know nothing about. I said this on my previous episode. I don't understand. Why don't you go to your culture and promote the lowest of your cultures? Because all three of you are the lowest of your culture. Hip-hop is something that I love, man. Hip-hop is the soundtrack to my life. My brother was a DJ. When me and my brother and sister used to get up in the morning, yo, he cut the music on. Just like you kind of see in that movie Juice. And we start getting ready for school. And then when we go into school, everybody got headphones on. We listen to mixtapes and shit like that. When really there was really mixtapes. I'm talking about the Ron G's and the doo-wops and clues and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about going to Beach Street Records on Fordham Road and being there with my brother for an hour, 2 hours, just for him to come out with 3 records. I'm talking about house parties, man, where you carrying crates and all of that. I'm talking about my dude Mo dancing in the street, getting it in. We lived hip-hop, our fashion and everything. That's a part of our lives, and it'll always be with us. And I'm not going to allow 3 cornball, goofy bozos to damn try to undermine that and turn it into something that it's not. You're not using the word hip-hop appropriately, and you have to be called out on it. So here I am. Stop playing with us, man. Because if the people do get the right knowledge of self, you dudes is going to be banned, as you should be. And you can have your little small guest of cornballs that you deal with, because yes, they're all cornballs. Bootsy is a fucking cornball. Adam 22, them dudes you be having on there who you think are so street connected and they're such G's, and I see you getting your little erection when they're talking to you about the streets, they're all cornballs. You know, in real society, nobody gives a damn about it. Who cares about a brick baby? What the fuck? I care about any man calling himself baby, for that matter. So this definitely had to be put out there, man. Like, yo, stop playing with us, man. It's those of us that have a genuine love for this. We've loved it all our lives. Hell, I was, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop was already 8 years in when I was born. That's it. 8 years in, that's it. So my whole life, all I know is that. In particular, for a long time, it was the East Coast. Then around when I turned 19, 20, 21, that's when the South started taking over. But at the end of the day, they still kept it hip hop. They just did it their way, which I respect. T.I. can spit. T.I. is nice. One of the nicest MCs out there, period. Tip is nice. Luda, sick with it. Come on, we ain't got to talk about 3 Stacks and Big Boy. You already know. And there's been many, many more. Shout out to Jeezy, Gucci. You know what I'm saying? I still think they kept it hip hop within their trap music undertones. This shit now is just, it's bullshit. It doesn't sound good. The music is not put together well. Let's stop, man. Like I said, this is why people say what they say. And I try to refrain from saying these kind of things because, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe in pushing a racial agenda. That's not my thing. My thing ain't always, you're going to come on Write the Truth and I'm just sitting here defending black people all day long and the black man and you know, the white man. I don't do that. I don't operate like that. But a spade got to call a spade what it is, man. And you dudes is using the wrong terminology and you think you're part of something that you're not a member of. You're not even a guest. You're not in the door. The dudes that I know, my age group or older, they wouldn't even talk to y'all dudes. Some of the questions that you ask Adam, you get the shit smacked out of you. Real talk, quick. 1090J, you be stinking somewhere. I'm just being serious. You be stinking somewhere, man. Because what you're doing is, again, you feel like you in this quote unquote culture. You feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because a few dudes accepted you. Now that you're one of us. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm sure if you went around anybody of your hue, your complexion, who was an educated person, well, they'd be quick to tell you white trash. Adam, you know you're white trash. You're white trash, and you're a cuck. You're a cuck and you're a pimp. And you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. But don't take from our movement anymore. These young dudes that's pushing their type of, that's not hip hop. These young chicks that's, you know what I'm saying, thinking they're the next Nicki Minaj, they're not because they don't have the lyrical gift. They can't sit down and pen a song and then deliver it the way Nicki Minaj does. She's the best female MC, period. And she has been the best since Little Kim and Foxy was gone. Period. And that's no disrespect to all the L. That's no disrespect to Queen Latifah, MC Light, Moni Love. You know what I'm saying? Lauryn Hill. No disrespect. But of this next generation, Nicki got it, man. And it's rightfully so. And I salute her. And she is hip hop. So, yo, this is the 50th year, man, of, you know what I'm saying, something that is so epic because this was created by poor kids, man, who had nothing, man. Who had nothing. And they came up with this. And they turned this into $1 billion industry, man. These poor kids from the Bronx and Queens and Brooklyn, Staten Island, Long Island. Man, when it spread, man, it spread like something serious all over the boroughs and the outer boroughs in Westchester County, all over. This thing called hip hop. This scratching on the turntable. This person get on the mic and rock the crowd. Then you got the battles with the B-boys breaking down and doing what they do. Then you have the epic movies that they the crush grooves of the world. Wild Style, Breaking. That paved the way for so many other individuals. You got a legend like LL Cool J who been around since the beginning damn near. As a teenager. And look what it's done for him. An actor. Successful actor. Rock the Bells Radio. Ice-T. Snoop, who's an icon globally. Dr. Dre, one of the best producers to ever live. Look at the talent that's came through him. All over the country, man. You got Chicago, man. We used to have Twister, one of the fastest rappers ever and one of the best rappers. Crucial Conflict. Come on, man. Digital Underground, Lords of the Underground, DOS Effects. Man, we used to have so much music back in the day. It was crazy. And this is when you had to physically buy shit. Or this is when you tape the radio to get the music. This is how we dressed. Like the rappers dress, and they got it from the street. It was a lifestyle. Hip hop for me at one time was a lifestyle. I myself became an MC because of hip hop. And my love for it and my respect for it. And when I thought I couldn't do it at a high level and other things came in my life, I put the mic down. But today, everybody thinks they can rap because they see the next person do it. And there's no talent involved. There's no process of sitting down and putting a song together. Lil Wayne is my age. He from that era. He know what it is. And Lil Wayne stepped his game up. And that comes from him being around so many different artists. Yo, Cash Money was on tour with everybody. He's around all these different art. He's exposed to all these different MCs now. So he knows what it is. He's seeing battles that we ain't seen and all of that. Yo, I can go on and on. But you know what I'm saying? My thing is this, y'all. Preserve it. Preserve it. Let's keep it intact. Or we won't have another 50. We got to get these people's hands off of it who are polluting it and throwing dirt on it and incorporating dirt bags and scumbags and losers with hip hop. And they shouldn't be. Let's celebrate the work of the artists that have been around and have contributed these last 50 years of making dope music. The DJs, the breakdancers, the spoken word artists, the graffiti artists. That is hip hop. That's hip hop, man. That's the essence of it, man. And it means so much to me. And I love hip hop. I love it. I love the experiences I had when I remember listening to a certain song and how it just blew me away and I had to hear it over and over. I remember the first time I heard Notorious Thugs on Biggie's Life After Death album. It was like the first song on the second disc. Blew me away. Blew me away, man. Blew me away. So, yo, I want you to like, subscribe, share, man. Let me know, like I said, in the chat comments, you want me to go live. Yo, like this video, man. And, yo, let's keep hip-hop pure, man. Please, man, let's do that, man. Do that for me. Let's do it. If you love hip-hop, don't let these clowns come in and try to infiltrate it. Call them out. If you don't want to call them out, share my video. Put it on their Instagram. Put it on your Instagram. Let them know how we feel. Yo, this is Phonics, man. Yo, like, subscribe, share. You can follow me on Instagram at Phonics, man, PHONICZ. Right to Truth. That's one word on Facebook. Right? Number 2, Truth. Yo, you can Cash App at $Phonics. And yo, hit me up, man. And I thank everybody for all the support. All right? I'm going.